Hello students, this is Ovijit Shah from SNCS. So today we will discuss about one new history topic, rise and spread of Islam. Okay, so let's go. The rise of Islam as a religion and its spread constitute a significant part of the history of the medieval world. Okay, so the rise of Islam as a religion, Islam is a religion and it is spread constitute a significant part. So it's play very significant part in the time of medieval world. The popularity of the religion resulting from successful military campaigns as well as from its relevance to the lives of very different kinds of people and makes it a subject of much interest. So there have some interesting facts. Arabia in pre-Islamic times, Arabs before the rise of Islam were divided into tribes or Kabila. Okay, so Arabs before the rise of Islam, there was a division into tribe or Kabila, each led by a chief, and these tribes emphasized on family cooperation to strengthen the clan system. And these tribes emphasized also that the clan system, and many Arab tribes were nomadic, moving from place to place in search of food and fodder for their camels. And the Arab tribes, they was nomadic in nature, that means they always wandering into the places and for the searching of food and fodder. And some settled in cities and practiced trade or agriculture, and some settled in a certain place and they practiced the agriculture. Since this nomadic tribe did not follow any single authority, so those are nomadic in nature, they have not any kind of single authority, and there were frequent fights over resource between different tribe clan. And when they travel in some places, there was happened one kind of fights with the native tribes. Okay, and each tribe had its own god or goddess, and who was worshipped as an idol in a shrine. So there was individual goddess, and these are differ from one to each other. And once a year the warring tribe of Arabia would put aside their differences and meet in the city of Mecca. Or in Makkah there is a cube-like structure called Kaaba. So in Makkah there have a cube-like structure which is called as Kaaba, and which housed idols from all the tribes of Arabia, and it was the idol of all the Arabians, and the Kaaba was the center of Arabian religious life, and each tribe would make annual pilgrims to the shrine. Rise of Islam in Arabia. It was in the world that Muhammad was born in 570 CE in the city of Mecca, and in Quraysh tribe, and he was belongs from Quraysh tribe. And after being orphaned at an early age, he was raised by his paternal grandfather Abul al Muttalib, and his uncle Abu Talib was actually nurture them. And from a very young age, Muhammad accompanied his uncle on his trading journey, and Muhammad always uh, accompanied with his uncle in their trading activities, and where he gained experience in trade, and from these activities they got the experience regarding the trade, and his journeys taught him about different places and their culture and beliefs, and by this they also gather various kind of culture and belief of some places, and he made people following Judaism and Christianity. Muhammad was a righteous and spiritual man who often spent time meditating in cave Hira on the Mount Jabal al-Nur near Makkah. So in a place he also spent some time for the meditation, and he disliked idol worship and was concerned with the tribal classes and economic inequalities among different clans, and he was not believed in idols worshipped, and there was that one tribal clashes and economic inequalities among different clans with these things. Okay, because some people they believed in idol, or some people they disliked the idol, so there was some clashes. And around 610 C, when Muhammad was meditating in the cave one night, he received a revelation and a revelation from angel Gabriel. The God had chosen him as his messenger. Okay, and Gabriel recited the words of God or Allah or Muhammad in verses. Muhammad was 40 at that time. In that time, the Muhammad's age was 40 years. And over the years, Muhammad received numerous revelations which were compiled in the Quran. And these all things are compiled into the Quran, the holy book of their religion. And Muhammad started preaching that there is only one God, Allah, and that he alone should be worshipped. And Muhammad also taught that one should live in a life in complete submission to the will of Allah. Thus, Muhammad founded the religion of Islam and began his journey as a prophet, and his wife Khadija is said to be his first follower. His wife was the first follower, and his family members and several people from his tribe started following his preaching and accepted Islam. And followers of Islam came to be known as Muslims. Those was the followers of Islam, they was known as Muslims. And the Quran became the holy book of the Muslim. Quran was the holy book, and Muhammad forbade idol worship and emphasized or godness and service to all. By 622 CE, Muhammad gained considerable followers in Mecca, and day by day their popularity was growing on. And however, the monotheistic idea of Islam soon faced considerable opposition from Mecca authorities, or there was also some opposition from some authorities regarding this idealism of the Islam. And in 622 CE, Muhammad was forced to migrate with his followers to Medina. So Muhammad after that decided that we need to shift it, we need to migrate from this place, and they gone into the Medina. And Muhammad's journey from Mecca to Medina is known as Hijrat, and the Hijrat makes the beginning of the Muslim calendar. And the people of Medina welcomed Prophet Muhammad and his followers. At Medina, Muhammad set up a political community based on Islam, and after came into Medina, Muhammad set up a political community based on Islam. And in 629 CE, Muhammad returned to Mecca and seized it. And during the next 2.5 years, numerous Arab tribes converted to Islam, and Mecca and Medina became the holy places of Islam. And Medina became the administrative capital of the rising Islamic state, with Mecca as its religious center. And the idol in the Kaaba in Mecca were removed as Muslim faced the shrine while offering prayers. So this was ideology is actually changed by the hand of Muhammad. And by the time of Muhammad's death in 632 CE, Islam has spread to the entire Arabian Peninsula, and within a short time Prophet Muhammad was able to unite the warring tribe of Arabia under a new faith, community and state. Okay, so principle of Islam. Islam showed the path to attain complete peace through voluntary submission to Allah's will. Since Muhammad preached that there is a single God, the Allah, and Islam was established as a monotheistic faith, and there are articles of faith on which rest the faith of every Muslim, and these are, there was some faith regarding the God, that belief in one God, Allah, belief in angels, Malaika, belief in all prophets, belief in God's revealed books, belief in fate or predestination, and belief in the judgment day. 5 pillars of the Islam. The Muslims perform 5 duties, and which are called as 5 pillars of Islam. They are that shahadat, salat or prayer, zakat, charity, swam, fasting, and hajj, pilgrimage to Mecca. This was the 5 pillars of the Islams. And Islam after Muhammad the Khalifa. Muhammad was succeeded by his loyal companion Abu Bakr, and Abu Bakr took the title of Khalifa, and the Khalifa became the religious and political head of the Muslims. So after the death of Muhammad, Khalifa was the political head, and under the leadership of Abu Bakr or the Khalifa, and later Umar, the second Khalifa, the Arab emerged as a formidable military force and went on to conquer new lands at great speed. Okay, and with their military force, they want to capture various places, and the zeal of territorial expansion was derived by religious fervor as well as the need to have control over greater resources. Umar was followed by Uthman as the next Khalifa. Next Khalifa was the Uthman, and but his reign was brought to an abrupt end in 656 CE, and he was succeeded by Ali, and who was related directly to the Prophet. Okay, and after the death of Ali, the Khalifa moved into the hands of the Umayyad dynasty and thereafter the Abbasid. So this was the trending. And next is the Umayyad and the Abbasid dynasties, that the Umayyad caliphs established their capital at Damascus and adopted the court ceremonies and administrative institutions of the Byzantine Empire. They also introduced the concept of hereditary succession, thus ending the traditional Muslim rule of electing representatives by the Muslim community. And under the Umayyads, the Islamic empire stretched over vast areas like Iran, Syria, Central Asia, West Asia, North Africa and parts of Europe including Spain. The Umayyad dynasty ruled for about 90 years and was replaced by the Abbasids, and they shifted the caliphate from Damascus to Baghdad. They shifted this, and under the Abbasids, the Arabs came to be associated with greatness and glory, and their empire came to be identified as the pinnacle of civilization owing to their prosperity and power. So, that pinnacle civilization is happened by this empire, and great cities such as Cairo, Damascus and Baghdad flourished and became centers of learning and knowledge, and there was established some learning center, okay, in the place of Cairo, Damascus and Baghdad. They was flourished by some activities, and their material prosperity allowed the Arabs to develop a new Islamic architectural style, and in that time there happened one new architectural style and characterized by minarets and domes, and the new cities were adorned by impressive buildings followed this style, and they made various kind of impressive buildings in that time, and the growing political aspirations of the Muslims brought them in direct conflict with the Christian world, and the conflict later came to concentrate on the city of Jerusalem. Okay, and the Christian Pope launched two crusades or the holy wars to reclaim the Holy Land, and after their initial success, the Christian forces were compelled to retreat. So, Christian Pope launched the crusades on the Holy War or to reclaim the Holy Land, and after their initial success, the Christian forces were compelled to retreat. And India and the Arab world. The Arabs had established trade relations with India since pre-Islamic time. So, there was a relationship in between Arab and India, and Arab merchants would sail to the west coast of India to trade spices, gold and other goods, and this led to Arab settlements on the western coast of India, and after some time they settled in India in the western part, and in Islam spread in Arabia, the Arab traders brought their religion and culture to India, and in this way they also bring their culture into the India, and there was an increase in the Islamic influence in the coastal regions as many people embraced Islam, and in this coastal region some people also attracted by the Islam community, and they also grabbed the Islam, or they also transformed from their religion to Islam religion. And in 1712 C, Arabs under Muhammad bin Qasim invaded and occupied Sindh, and however they could not expand further due to the presence of strong Rajput kingdom. And the Turkish by 9th century CE, the Arab empire split into many independent kingdoms. Among them were the Turkish kingdoms of Ghazni and later Ghor, and their rulers launched a series of invasions into the Indian subcontinent, paving way for the establishment of Muslim rule in India. And in this way they captured the places of India, and they established the Muslim community into the India.